Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. I'm Real Bitcoin Air, and this is Today in Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulling back from recent all-time highs to 65,000 USD. So I figured I'd make a video to share my thoughts on where I believe we are in the cycle, where we're headed, and kind of some long-term visions I want to continue to touch on for the long-term thinker. So 65,000, from my perspective, being in the space since 2019, we're up there. We're really high since the prices I started buying Bitcoin at to where we are today. It's kind of, I'm pinching myself. It's pretty exciting. That being said, there's many in the market that think this is a triple top. They're scared. They got wrecked on meme coins over the last couple of weeks. But I'm here to say this is good. This is a good kind of shakeout, reset of the markets. Put us on a more sustainable path to all-time highs and beyond, as opposed to going up in a straight line. If you look at any bull market over history, nothing goes up in a straight line. You need healthy pullbacks, corrections to maintain that sustainable bull run. And if we would have went straight up, maybe we would have peaked a little early. But healthy pullback, maybe more pullback from here, depending on what the Fed says tomorrow. That's healthy for this market, in my opinion. And I don't think we're anywhere near the top of this cycle. I want to show a few charts here. This I pulled from Twitter recently, or X, and it says kind of where I think we are pretty nicely. So if you look back to 2020, this was the end of the year 2020. This cycle is obviously a little different, given that we hit all-time highs before the halving. So that might change it, might not. But if you look back in December 2020, we hit the all-time high, rejected, hit back down to, I think it was like 16, 17,000 for a week or two. Then continued our path on. Maybe we chopped around for another week or two. So in total, it was 3-4 weeks of chop, sideways action, some downwards action. And then you see what happened over the next, I think it was like 4 months, right? January, February, March, April, just absolute rocket ship correction. May, June, July, August started to reach up again. And then, that's when we peaked towards the end of the year. But this is kind of where I think we might be, which goes to say that, this bull run is really just getting started. When Bitcoin reaches and breaks all-time high, and then consolidates and continues on, like Bitcoin in open waters, there's nothing like it. And it's really the best high I've personally felt in my life. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. But Bitcoin in open waters, reaching all-time high and moving, it can double, triple in, a couple weeks to months. So you're here at the right place at the right time if you're watching this video, and exciting times ahead, I believe. I'm going to continue to give Plan B the benefit of the doubt with stock to flow model. I do think this is make or break for him because of the deviation that we saw in the bear market. If you look back, we've never really been this low. I guess 2016 could potentially equate to similar deviation, but for him to be validated, in my opinion, it's really got to get close to the line this time. He did expand the goal posts last time by creating the S2FX model, which was completely irrelevant. It I think forecasted 288K, but the original model did forecast. I do remember when he published it in 2019, it forecasted like 55K in 2021, and we exceeded that, as you can see here. So he's back to the original S2F model, and it says that we're going to be above 500K by 2025. We're at what, 65K now. So if we get even close to that level, you still got plenty of multiples ahead. That being said, call me skeptical. I don't know that we'll hit those high numbers this cycle. I do think we'll hit it over time. But if Plan B is right and we do hit those numbers, the world will definitely change. So strap in, hold through the volatility, not financial advice, but you're holding on to a pristine asset. I want to shout out Jesse Myers, Cretius BTC on Twitter for this model. This is a little outdated at this point. Bitcoin's over $1 trillion in market cap and value. But if you look at the total global asset values across equities, bonds, real estate, fiat currency, art, collectibles, and gold, Bitcoin is still just a speck on this map. If Bitcoin can take 10% of the total global asset value, Bitcoin's orders of magnitude higher. So while it's exciting to look at stock to flow in the short term, hitting potentially 500K, looking at where we could potentially be in this cycle, ultimately, the runway ahead over the years to come is enormous, in my opinion. Just sheer investing from a potential TAM perspective. It's the most asymmetric bet I've ever seen, and it's why I'm so enthralled by Bitcoin. Another interesting chart by Jesse is total addressable market of Bitcoin. He talks about 900 trillion across gold, collectibles, fine art, stocks, real estate, bonds, and money. And he puts a percentage capture to these. Now he's saying 200 trillion, which is 10 million per Bitcoin. Again, moon boy numbers. But if this is 5% of the total addressable market of all value, it's orders of magnitude higher. And so again, short term, really exciting time in Bitcoin to be at this part of the 4-year cycle, approaching hopefully couple multiples higher than we are today. But ultimately, long term, Bitcoin is going to suck some of the market cap out of gold, art, stocks, real estate, bonds, and money. And we're not even at 1% of that today. So long runway ahead, exciting time to be in Bitcoin. Those are my thoughts. Best of luck the rest of the cycle.